It's happened. One of your employees is moving forward into another organization, and it's time for you to hire a new team member. Easy, right? The goal to hire right the first time can be daunting. Does it really matter who you hire? Hiring the right or wrong employee is a multi-million-dollar investment. For example, let's look at the salary calculation of an employee hired as a GS7, maybe right after graduating from college at age 22, who works up to the current retirement age of 66 years old as a GS13. Over the course of their career, just in salary alone, they will have earned over $4.6 million. So what is the cost of hiring wrong? If hiring is only treated as administrative busy work, as it often is, that's potentially millions of dollars spent unwisely. This amount doesn't include the countless hours spent on extra training, supervision, corrective actions, and refilling the position if things go really sour. How do we properly hire and invest in the right people? Successful hiring relies heavily on the preparation and efforts of the hiring manager, also known as a selecting official. Interviewing prospective employees provides the opportunity to learn about who you are potentially investing in, not just who they appear to be on paper. Air Force policy only requires panel interviews for GS-14s, 15s, and equivalents. We highly encourage conducting panel interviews at all levels to ensure we are investing in the right people from the beginning. The keys to a successful interview and candidate selection include determining the needs of the position, selecting the interview panel, very importantly, developing effective interview questions, and conducting the panel interview. This video provides guidance for hiring managers to successfully hire the right person.
One of the first steps in preparing to hire a new employee into your organization is reviewing the position description or equivalent personnel document. Ensure it is accurate, current, and reflects the goals you want to accomplish within your organization. Next, it is critical to eliminate bias as much as possible and put yourself in an objective mindset. Everyone has some unconscious bias. It is a natural mechanism to quickly sort information. Reflecting on this and addressing it up front is important. Redacting names from resumes you are reviewing for a potential interview is an example of how to help objectively review potential candidates. This can be a strategic time to relook at your current organizational structure and objectives. You could also realign duties to best fit employee skill sets or provide broadening developmental opportunities within your team.
When assembling a hiring panel for your upcoming interview, diversity is a critical component. Demographic diversity is a very common first thought, but diversity also includes cognitive, organizational, and global diversity. The optimal compilation of various perspectives, experience, and leadership styles afford multiple viewpoints to support selecting the best candidate. As you are considering how to compose your hiring panel, consider a compilation of at least 3 equal or higher graded individuals to the open position, with at least 1 career civilian panel member. The practice of convening a diverse hiring panel increases objectivity and transparency within the hiring process. What other leaders' perspectives within and outside of your organization do you value? Are there peers who can help you assess potential candidates? And do these candidates support the vision of your organization? Once you have constructed the hiring panel, consider taking the time up front to meet with them and articulate what you value in the prospective candidates. Discuss the necessary skills for the position and what potential red flags you may encounter prior to the interview, whether via telephone or in person. This pre-interview discussion ensures all panel members are on the same page, setting the stage for successful evaluation and selection.
Developing effective interview questions may be the most challenging aspect of hiring the right person. Strong interview questions can expose how a person thinks, bring their values and biases to the surface, and reveal just how little a person knows about what they think they know, or provide an opportunity for them to shine. How do you, as a hiring manager, find the right questions to uncover these concerns? First, you must assess your present team and the challenges you are currently facing. What skills and traits do you need to enhance your team and set it up for success? Are strong professional connections or networks a valuable asset for the position you are filling? What are your plans for the future of your team? Who will best posture the team for future success? What kind of personality will be a good fit or possibly cause morale problems? Is technical expertise critical for the position, or are leadership skills more important? After you've evaluated the organizational needs, it's time to develop the interview questions that you will use to assess and select the candidate to achieve your organizational requirements and goals. The following 4 categories of questions with examples is a starting point for your own customization to fit your organizational needs. First, what do you want the employee to achieve? What do they want to achieve? How do these align? Second, are there themes in what they've accomplished? Third, what problems have they solved before that may be a current challenge for you and your team? Fourth, how can you assess their leadership skills and style? Are they a team player or self-proclaimed expert? For some positions, writing skills are crucial. One way to evaluate this skill is to incorporate this element into an interview question. For example, you could get creative and request a memorandum typed and received within 30 minutes after the interview concludes. Assessing soft skills such as leadership style, effective teamwork, and attitude is difficult. Consider different approaches to questions such as, do you consider yourself an expert? Is it possible to be an expert in your field? For example, think critically about the question, do you consider yourself a technology expert? As you evaluate their response, is it humanly possible to be an expert in all technology? How did the candidate approach their answer? Discounting for nerves in the interview setting, did their answer show willingness to accept others' expertise? Or was it all bravado and little substance? These could be indicators of how they will approach their job, teammates, peers, and supervisory chain. While interview questions assess a candidate's experience, topics such as family status, retirement plans, and age should not be requested in the interview questions. It is also important to be careful asking unscripted follow-up questions. There is a fine line between asking for clarification and prompting or leading the interviewee toward a specific response. In addition, you want to be able to base your decision on the same criteria for each candidate. Taking the time to analyze and develop the most effective interview questions is a complex, time-consuming task. If done right, the time and effort taken to do so ensures you are investing in the best candidate for your organization.
You finally made it to the big day, and it's time for interviews. Developing an agenda and having scripted interview questions lays out the process and increases comfort levels for yourself, the panel members, and interviewees. This provides overall consistency and ensures a level playing field for every person interviewing. This is another way to conduct an objective interview and give an equal shot at the job for all interviewees. As you and your panel actively listen, do your best to free yourselves from any bias. Note-taking is critical during each interview and serves as supporting documentation. Some organizations have scoring mechanisms for each question to demonstrate transparency and decrease subjectivity. The final step of the interview day is to set aside time after all candidates have interviewed to review candidate responses, panel notes, and discuss which employee to select for the position, as well as alternate selections. Gaining a consensus from your diverse panels supports successful hiring practices. As you are reviewing and discussing your notes, consider what notes you will use for feedback to make sure you are providing actionable, constructive criticism to all interviewed candidates if necessary.
You've made it through the interview process and selected the best candidate for your organization. You're finished, right? There's one more important step. Once you've made your selection, it is crucial to maintain a strong file documenting your process. Capture and maintain your notes, input from panel members, and provide clear justification of your candidate selection. Doing so ensures you have a strong package that will withstand critical review and possible grievances or EEO complaints from a non-selected candidate. It is absolutely necessary to have a tight and clear justification of your selection decision. Hiring right is a complex undertaking. Through critical thought and dedicated effort, time spent hiring the right person can provide immense return on investments for your organization now, as well as organizations across the enterprise in the future. We hope this video is informative and supports you as you strive to hire and invest in the right person for your organization and the Air Force.